5 is average. A 5 is good. A 5 is fine.
I get this complaint all the time when it comes to game reviews, so let me explain it once and for all. We have another 1 to 10 scale that posits 7 as average, and we grow up with it our entire lives. It is the grading scale. 0 to 100. If you hit 100, you were perfect. If you did 0, you got everything wrong. But if you are average, you get a C, a 70, 7 out of 10. And the reason why this is useful is because there's usually a lot of area for something to mess up, and not so much area for something to improve on. Like your example is food. If it's edible, it's probably a C. Because you can screw up food. You could put stuff in it that's actively harmful. You can burn it beyond all recognition. And it's like, is that really just one step below a C? If average was a 5 on a 1 to 10 scale, and you were served something that was charred black, you'd have to say that that's a 1 or something. And that's only like a couple grades lower than a 5. It's several grades lower than a 7 or 8. It shows you how bad you can do. And there just aren't as many grades of success. The difference between really good and amazing is usually not as big as the difference between really bad and completely inedible. And that's just for food. For games, it's exactly the same way. If the game is at least playable, it gets at least a 7. That is a C. You have demonstrated that you are competent enough to make a game that runs. If you rate a game less than that, there are so many grades of bad you can get. It can crash. It can have exploitative microtransactions. It can be openly racist or sexist. But if you get better than that, really it's just a better game. And that's about it. It's not bad that it's a better game, but there are just less grades of good that you can go into. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself what grading scale is more useful. And so ask yourself, why aren't students graded on a scale that says a 5 is okay and pass? It's because you want to demonstrate that a student knows most of the material when they're taking a test. And most of the material is more than half the material. Similarly, a good game or a good meal or a good movie is better than half okay. On average, things are pretty watchable or playable or edible, and that's why the average is 7, a C, mostly better than half. And that's because most professionally made products are professional. They're of that quality.